Finally today, grain marketing is sometimes confusing and often daunting. Nebraska Extension educator Jessica Groskopf has a name for the anxiety you feel about marketing grain. She calls it the marketing mind game. She came by the show to offer some tips.
I think this has been a really interesting year for the grain markets. We had a really interesting summer as we watched the trade war with China unfold, and now the market has kind of been sitting stagnant since harvest and really hasn't had a whole lot of movement, which we normally expect after the first of the year. So I think there is a little bit of anxiety as we're trying to see what the market is really going to give us this year, and that does cause some anxiety. If you put grain in the bin unpriced, it's kind of been, especially the corn market, has been moving sideways and flat. And so, how do you determine what the best move is for your operation? And that does, kind of get in your head a little bit about whether or not you made the correct decision putting it in the bin unpriced.
And you have some things that we can do to reduce that anxiety, and that probably starts with being satisfied with the decisions you've made and not beating yourself up about it too much.
Yeah, so when I talk to farmers, they always say, boy, I wish I would have, or I made the wrong move. And really, when we talk about grain marketing, there aren't wrong moves. We all make grain marketing decisions for various reasons, and when we make those decisions, as long as we made them for solid reasons, either stopping storage or not having the logistics to move that crop later in the year, whatever it might be, we have to be satisfied with those decisions, even if they didn't result in the highest price possible when we took that grain to the elevator.
And there's so much information out there, some might even say information overload. What can we do in that regard?
What I like to tell producers is to find 2 or 3 trusted sources of information and just follow those 2 or 3 sources. If you're listening to every market expert out there, you're probably getting mixed signals. So find those 2 or 3 that you really relate with, that you understand and that you trust, and that way you're not overloaded by market information.
And I would think it's probably important to be realistic about the market too, right?
Absolutely. This year we've been talking to farmers, and the comment that comes out of their mouth pretty often is, if corn was just $4. And having that expectation, it might get there. But in terms of cash price, I don't think that opportunity, if it exists, is going to exist for very long. So having that realistic price target is really important, because I could be making some solid sales right now at $3.60, and that would be a good opportunity for me to lock in some profit for that corn that will be harvested this coming year.
And finally, you talk about writing a grain marketing plan. This seems like a really big one to me.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the number of producers who haven't actually sat down and wrote a grain marketing plan. And that plan should include both date targets as well as price targets. And that really helps you walk through the marketing process and set some goals, so that when you see or you hear what the current price is, you have something solid to gauge that price against. And also understanding and thinking through, is that a good price? Is that a good basis value? Is that a good futures value? And what type of action did I say I was going to take when I saw that price? So having that grain marketing plan written out is a really great way to make good decisions and not regret the decisions that you've made.